Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Native English Podcast, brought to you by Native English Stories, the podcast where we make English simple, clear, and fun for every single learner. I am Sarah.
And I am John. Hey, everyone. So happy you are here with us today.
So, John, are you ready for today's topic?
I am so ready, Sarah. And honestly, today's topic is one that confuses so many learners, even intermediate learners.
Yes, absolutely. Today we are talking about 3 very common English phrases: get up, get out, and get over.
Wow, 3 little phrases, but so much meaning.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, they all start with the word get, but they mean completely different things.
Completely different. So if you are an A1 or B2 learner, do not worry at all. We are going to go slowly, use simple words, and give you lots of real examples.
That is our promise to you. Always. Okay, John, before we start, can you tell everyone a little story?
Oh, yes, I have a good one. So yesterday morning, my alarm went off at 7, and I just did not want to get up.
I know that feeling so well.
I stayed in bed for 20 extra minutes, and then my flatmate knocked on my door and said, "John, get out of bed right now. You are going to be late."
Oh, no.
And I thought, okay, I'm getting up. And then later that day, I made a small mistake at work, and my colleague said, "Oh, just get over it, John. It happens to everyone."
Wow, so all 3 phrases in one morning.
Exactly. My morning gave us our entire episode today.
That is honestly perfect. Okay, so let us start with our first phrase.
Let's do it.
Our first phrase is get up. Get up. Say it with us, everyone. Get up. Good.
So Sarah, in the simplest words, what does get up mean?
Get up means to rise from a lying or sitting position, usually from your bed, or from a chair, or from the floor.
Yes. So when your alarm rings in the morning, you get up. You move your body from a lying position to a standing position. That is get up.
It sounds so simple.
It is simple, and we use it every single day. Let me give some easy examples. I get up at 7 every morning. She gets up early for work. The children do not want to get up on school days.
Yes, no child ever wants to get up for school. That is so true. What about you, John? What time do you get up?
I usually get up at 8, sometimes 8:30.
John loves his sleep.
I do, I really do. What about you, Sarah?
Honestly, I get up at around 6:30.
Wow, that's early.
I know, but I like the mornings. I make coffee and sit quietly before the day starts.
That sounds really nice. So everyone, the basic meaning of get up is to rise from your bed or your seat in the morning, or any time really, but get up has some other uses too.
Oh yes, tell us more.
Okay, we also use get up when we talk about standing after falling. For example, the little boy fell down in the park, but he got up and kept running.
Wow, that's a good example. He fell, but he got up. He didn't stay on the ground.
Yes, and this example actually connects to something important in life too. When things go wrong, we have to get up and try again.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. It's like a life lesson inside a grammar lesson.
Exactly. So get up means physically rising, but it also means not giving up. You fall, you get up.
Now let's look at some really useful phrases with get up. First phrase, get up early. I get up early on weekdays. She always gets up early to exercise. Getting up early is a healthy habit.
Second phrase, time to get up. This is what parents say to children every morning. Yes, I have heard this phrase many times in my life. Come on, time to get up or you will be late. Time to get up is a very natural and common phrase.
Third phrase, just get up. This is used when we encourage someone. You fell down? Just get up. You failed the test? Just get up and try again. Just get up is a phrase of encouragement. It means don't stay down. Try again.
I love that phrase.
Me too. It feels very motivating.
Now, one more thing about get up. In everyday conversation, people also say get up in a fun way when they are surprised, like, "Get up, are you serious?" Or, "No way, get up."
That's more of a slang use.
Yes, it's casual and modern. You might hear it on social media or in videos, like when someone shares an amazing story and the friend says, "Get up, that actually happened?"
Exactly. Wow, English is so flexible.
It really is.
Okay, everyone, let's quickly review get up. Get up means to rise from bed or a seat. We also use it when someone falls and stands again. And in casual speech, get up can express surprise.
Now let's move to our second phrase.
Our second phrase is get out. Get out. Everyone, say it. Get out. Good.
So Sarah, what does get out mean at the most basic level?
Get out means to leave a place, to go outside or to exit somewhere. So if you're inside a room and someone says, get out, they want you to leave that room. If you're in a car and you arrive at your destination, you get out of the car. You open the door and you step outside.
Okay. Let me give some simple examples. Get out of the car. Get out of my room. She got out of bed very late today. He got out of the building quickly. We got out of the cinema after the film.
These are all very natural uses. Very natural. And actually, John, do you have a story about get out?
Oh, yes. So last week I went to a new coffee shop and I ordered a coffee and a sandwich, and the total was 12 pounds. And I said to my friend, 12 pounds for a coffee and a sandwich? Get out of here.
Get out of here. Now that is a very important phrase, everyone. Get out of here is an informal expression. It doesn't literally mean leave this place. It means I can't believe that. That's shocking or surprising.
Wow, that's so interesting. Same words, but a different meaning.
Exactly. Context is everything in English. So get out of here can mean I'm shocked or I can't believe this. Like, your team won by 5 goals? Get out of here. Really?
Or she got the job at that big company? Get out of here. That's amazing.
Yes, it's an expression of surprise or disbelief, and people use it all the time in conversations and on social media too.
So useful. Very useful. Now let's look at more phrases with get out.
First phrase, get out of bed. This is very similar to get up, but a little more specific. Get out of bed means physically leaving the bed. Come on, it's 10 o'clock. Get out of bed. She finally got out of bed at noon on Saturday.
Get out of bed is very commonly used by parents and flatmates. I have heard this phrase many times in my life.
Me too. Second phrase, get out of here. As we said, this means I cannot believe it or this is so surprising. Get out of here. You met a celebrity at the supermarket?
Third phrase, get out of trouble. This means to escape a difficult or bad situation. He always finds a way to get out of trouble. She talked very fast and got out of trouble at work. Getting out of trouble is a very useful skill in life.
Yes, definitely. Fourth phrase, need to get out more. This is something people say when someone spends too much time inside. You have never tried sushi? You need to get out more.
I love that one. It means go outside, try new things, experience the world more.
That is really natural. You would hear it in casual conversation between friends very easily. And one more use of get out. We use get out when we talk about information becoming public. The news got out very quickly. The secret got out and now everyone knows.
That is interesting. So get out is not always about physically leaving a place.
No, exactly. Get out has many layers.
Okay, everyone, quick review of get out. Get out means to leave a place or exit. Get out of here means I cannot believe it. Get out of trouble means to escape a bad situation. And when news gets out, it means information becomes known to people.
Wonderful. Now let us move to our third and final phrase for today.
Our third phrase is get over. Get over. Everyone say it with us. Get over. Good.
So, John, what does get over mean?
Get over has a few meanings, but the main one is to recover from something, to feel better after something difficult or painful. So, if you are sick with a cold and then after a few days you feel better, you got over your cold. You recovered.
Okay. And if something sad happened, like a relationship ended, and after some time you feel okay again, you got over it, you moved past the difficult feeling.
Exactly. Get over is really about recovering and moving forward. Let me give some simple examples. I had a bad cold last week, but I got over it. She was very sad after the breakup, but she's getting over it slowly. It takes time to get over a disappointment. He got over his fear of speaking in public.
These are all very natural uses, and get over is used so much in modern life, on social media, in texts, in everyday conversation, all the time. So John, have you had to get over something recently?
Good question. Yes, actually. My favorite show got canceled last month.
Oh no, which one?
I won't say. But I was really upset for a few days, and my friend said, "John, just get over it. It's only a television program."
Sometimes we need a friend to say, just get over it.
Yes, it can sound a little harsh, but it means stop letting it upset you and move forward. Now let's look at important phrases with get over.
First phrase, get over it. This means stop being upset about something and move on. Come on, the game is finished. Get over it. I know you're disappointed, but you need to get over it. Get over it is direct and honest.
Second phrase, get over someone. This means to stop having romantic feelings for a person after a relationship ends. It took her 6 months to get over him. He's trying to get over his ex by staying busy. Getting over someone is never easy, but time really helps.
Third phrase, get over a fear. This means to stop being afraid of something. She got over her fear of flying by taking small trips first. He got over his fear of dogs after meeting a very friendly one. Getting over a fear is a big achievement and something to feel really proud of.
I got over my fear of public speaking by practicing in front of a mirror every day.
Wow, that actually works?
It really does. Highly recommend it.
Okay, I will try that. Fourth phrase, get over an illness. I'm finally getting over this flu. She got over her cold in just 3 days. When you get over an illness, it means you are recovering and feeling better.
Great phrase for everyday life. Now, there's also a very common phrase, I can't get over it. And this one means something different.
Oh yes, this is interesting.
I can't get over it means I'm so amazed or surprised by something that I keep thinking about it. I can't get over how beautiful that sunset was. I can't get over how good that meal was last night. It's a positive expression of amazement.
Wow, so I can't get over it is actually a compliment in many situations.
Exactly. It means something made such a strong impression that you're still thinking about it.
That is so useful to know. Okay, everyone, let's now do a quick and fun comparison of all 3 phrases together. Get up, get out, and get over. Are you ready, John?
Ready.
Okay, imagine it's Monday morning. Your alarm goes off at 7. You don't want to move. Your flatmate knocks on the door and says, "Come on, time to get up." You get up slowly and get out of bed. You get out of your flat and walk to the bus stop. It is raining.
Not a great Monday.
You arrive at work and your boss says the team meeting is canceled. You think, great, I got out of a long meeting.
Everyone loves that feeling.
Then a colleague asks about last week's football match. Your team lost. You say, I know, I'm still upset. And your colleague says, oh, come on, just get over it. It was one game.
And by the end of the day, you've used all 3 phrases. Get up in the morning, get out of your flat and out of a meeting, and get over a disappointment.
Wow, that was such a perfect little story. 3 phrases, 1 Monday, completely natural.
Exactly. English really does flow when you know these small phrases well. Now let's do a quick, fun quiz together. Sarah, ask the questions.
Okay, everyone, which phrase do we use? Number 1, your alarm rings and you need to leave your bed. Get up or get over?
Get up.
Correct. Number 2, your friend is still sad about a film ending 2 years ago. You say, come on, just blank it.
Get over it.
Perfect. Number 3, you're sitting in a taxi and you arrive at your destination. You blank off the taxi.
Get out.
Excellent. Number 4, you had a cold for a week and now you feel better. You blank your cold.
Got over.
Yes, amazing. Great job, everyone. You're doing so well.
Before we finish, let's share some extra useful English phrases that connect to today's topic.
First, keep your chin up. This means stay positive when things are hard. Similar feeling to get up and try again.
Second, move on. This means get over something and move forward with your life.
Third, step outside your comfort zone. This means get out and try new experiences.
Fourth, rise and shine. This is a fun way to say get up in the morning. Rise and shine, it's a beautiful day. These are great phrases to add to your English vocabulary.
Wow, John, today was such a good episode.
It really was. 3 small phrases with so much meaning and so many uses. And the best part is you already use these ideas every single day in your own language. Now you just know how to say them in English.
Exactly. Get up every morning with energy. Get out and experience the world. And get over anything that tries to slow you down.
Oh, I love that. That's almost a life motto right there.
It really is. Okay, everyone, your homework for today is simple. Write 3 sentences in the comments below. 1 using get up, 1 using get out, and 1 using get over. Or check out the pinned comment below. We have left a little challenge there for you.
We read every single comment and we love hearing from you. It's the best part of our day, honestly. And if this episode helped you, please like it, share it with one friend who's learning English, and subscribe to Native English Podcast, brought to you by Native English Stories.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. Learning a language takes time and patience, and you are doing amazingly. We are proud of every single one of you.
See you in the next episode. Until then, keep talking, keep learning, and keep growing.
Bye, everyone.